Okay folks, this will be a difficult one. Challenging. I don't know if this one will even look good, but you never know when you get stuck in. Yeah. The nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. I will. I guarantee it. Don't know how this is going to look. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have here, it is a canister, and it's a Glen 20 canister. So yeah, aerosol rather, an aerosol, that's what it is, more than just a canister, aerosol. So we're going to put this aerosol on the glass, it fits nicely, and we're just going to roll it. Don't know if that rolled any good, at all good. Deep breath, folks. Yeah, look, shit house. Didn't get it. We rolled it, didn't roll it nice and consistently. It just dimmed out. That looks really promising. Promising, not quite. Not as promising as I thought it would be. Just fucked up. Again, we fucked it up. Did a fuck up. This is a shit. Seems like we can't keep it going. Keep getting it wrong, folks. Yeah, that looks interesting. Not quite what we're after. I wanted that one to be showing the gold instead of just this. I'm going to have to try it again, folks. Sorry, I'm going to try and get this right. Trying to get recognised as an artist, and it's really difficult. But, you know, I do a lot of good things, and art is often a very difficult thing to do. This shows how that photocopier art isn't always easy. It's not always an easy thing to do. When you're doing roly-polies, you've got to try and synchronise the movement with the lamp, as you can see, the rolling motion. Otherwise, you don't get a nice result. And I don't seem to be finding much joy in this particular piece. Although the gold, I don't know, folks. I don't know what to do with this one, folks. How to make it work. How to make it really nice. Yeah, I seem to be getting this section here blanked out. Unless, of course, it's because, oh shit, I don't know, folks, why it's not fucking well working. It's fucking up on me, folks. Maybe I can do it upside down. I'll do it upside down and start with the gold, and hopefully that'll help. I'll start with the gold, because the gold's the difficult bit. I had a feeling this was going to be a dud, and I got a bit of the gold, but I still got a lot of that in the shadow. I actually think I want to do something different, something outside the box. I'm going to try and just manually move it around. I'm going to try and just move it around in an interesting fashion, different fashion, folks. So I'm going to move it around differently. Sometimes in life you've got to think outside the box to get a result that's good, and you've got to stop thinking about doing things normally, because sometimes when you play it safe you don't get a very good result. And that looks really nice, actually. I actually think we could utilise that. We'll do another one and we'll see what we get. But this is something different, folks, something a little bit out of the box to what I'm used to working. Deep breath, folks. I get so nervous. Yeah, that's come up looking quite interesting as well. Looks very arty-farty. I don't know which one I'm going to like to do. Maybe we'll do one more and see if we can get something even better out of that. See if we can get something better. Yeah, I don't like this one, even though it's got potential, and that looks really quite eerie and outworldly. So that was that last one. This is the one we did now. I got a feeling we're going to work with that one. That one looks really like a piece of abstract pop art. And that's the thing, folks, you've got to think outside the box sometimes to get somewhere, to solve problems. And one of the problems I want to solve in life would be to redesign the photocopier, to make the photocopier a more friendlier tool to work with, whether it be in the office, because of the people in the office who want a machine that's both versatile and easy to use, and something that looks nice as well, and something that's good for the planet and good for the human race in general. That there'd be a lot of humanitarian help that the companies that build these equipments could offer. So, one day the photocopier is going to have a 60-year lifespan on the hardware, and the software is going to be the part that mostly gets upgraded, and the hardware stays in commission, as I said, 60 years. So you've got to really revise photocopier design as a whole, and we need to make these equipments not just last 60 years, but we've got to create them from recycled materials as much as we can, to make the world a better place, to not just save on valuable resources that could be used in the future, but we can also clean up the environment in places like China and India, which get e-waste and other junk dumped. That stuff could be cleaned up, and they potentially could be drinking water and having crops in places that were no longer clean enough to do it because there was just too much toxicity and filth. So, you know, there's a lot of things that can be done when you think outside the box. You've got to think outside the box, otherwise the human race may not even exist anymore. We may all go extinct because of our fucking greed and stupidity. So, you know, we've got to do something, folks. We've got to fucking think. Think, folks, think. It's like, I know not everyone's fit to be a CEO or fit to be a scientist. You know, we're all different, but if only we could just make these equipments last, and if we can make them good for the planet, and we have, for the software to make it easy to use, we feature artificial intelligence driving it, and we still have the enlargements and reductions and the double-sided copying available as a factory standard, but all the other fancy features, like all the colour settings, like similar to what we have here but better. We have apps. We make apps that can be downloaded, and like in a mobile phone sort of a fashion. So, you know, we have to fucking think outside the box to make things better. And also the factory workers are going to be paid a decent wage. They're not going to be paid slave labour wages like we have now. And we have to pay them more than what they're worth. We have to give them the happy work environment to produce these really nice pieces of kit. And also we want to make these machines out of mostly metals and ceramics and glass, not fucking plastics. And even the internal chassis, the chassis which holds the whole machine together, will be made out of titanium to make it strong, to make it last, durable. And basically the front cover, the external panels will take on can be customized. You can choose a color and you choose your finish. Like, you have the choice of, at the moment I'm thinking 4 different materials: aluminium, stainless steel, and titanium, and even a novel material would be what's called Alon, aluminium, oxygen and nitrogen, and it makes this ceramic material that they just call transparent aluminium. It's not actually aluminium, it's actually a ceramic, but I want to see that as panels on the machine, so you can see inside the machine. Really interesting, funky kind of materials that I want to use. I want to make things better, exciting, fun, as well as practical. So I really want to make the world a better place, folks. I really just want to see people be happy and people being themselves and not being treated like shit. And we just have to think outside the box. And another thing to note also, these machines have to be made easy to recycle. They have to be easy to strip down into its materials and that need to be recycled. And yeah, so there's all these things that we can do, folks, to make things better, to make the world a better place, to make industry better. And you know, we can't just be focusing on money and fucking money. We've got to stop fucking the money, folks. We've got to quit being so obsessed with money. I actually think this version's better. I think this version looks a bit minimalist. I do think maybe we can go backtrack to this one. This is the one I like. So we're just going to go back. I forgot. I didn't think this was... So you have to make refinements as well. And trying to redesign the photocopier is going to be a real challenging feat, to say the least. What did I have that on? I think I had it on 300. Fuck. I just fucked it up, folks. But yeah, it's not going to come easy building this new equipment. It's going to take a lot of time and effort and research development, and it's got to be done like a work of art, like a masterpiece, even though it's going to be a commercial grade product. And I think that's the one we want. It's going to be a commercial grade product, but it's going to be like beautiful, like a work of art, as I've described the external panels and the materials are going to be used. And the aluminium, take the aluminium, will come in so many different anodized finishes, all these different colors, red, green, blue, yellow, for example. And these can be choices. These days you don't have choices. Everything's all bog standard and restrictive, and we just have to do something a little bit more fun, as well as making it functional. Fun and functional. Haha, funny. But yeah, you get my drift, folks. Fun and functional is the words. Functional and fun, or fun and functional. Yeah, very important, folks. And the artificial intelligence, we've got so much of it floating around today that imagine how good it would be, how much power it would be in a photocopier to be able to say to the machine, do this, do that, do this, do that. And yeah, just like the artificial intelligence we have circulating on the computers, on the internet. And there's a lot of bad people using it in a bad way too, but if it can be used powerfully in a bad way, imagine how it could be utilised for a good use, like in a photocopier. And a photocopier isn't as making a photocopy is surely not as difficult as writing a song, and yet AIs are being used to make music, which is really sad for those people who are talented musicians who can't get kicked out of a job. But imagine if we can use that kind of power in a photocopier. That would just be mind-blowing, folks. So I'm really excited, folks, really am. And yeah, that's come up, that's minimalist, but hey, that looks really cool. I think we can now call this demo quits.